Now Bihar has raised reservation quota to 75%, 18% quota for OBCs, 25% for extremely backward classes, 20% for scheduled castes and 2% for scheduled tribes, plus the 10% EWS quota. This is the new quota of reservation in Bihar after the state's assembly passed the bill to increase reservation in the state. But what about the Supreme Court's 50% cap on reservation? How is Bihar government going to overcome this challenge and implement the 75% reservation? What has been the experience of other states who have earlier exceeded this 50% cap? Over the years, starting from Tamil Nadu, other states like Maharashtra, Odisha, Chhattisgarh too have breached the 50% cap, and here is what happened with them. In Tamil Nadu, the reservation quota has been 69% since 1990. After the Supreme Court's 1992 judgment, the Tamil Nadu Assembly passed a legislation in 1993 to protect its 69% quota from any interference. The Tamil Nadu government also successfully negotiated with the union government to ensure that the legislation received the assent of the president. Moreover, the Tamil Nadu government also managed to convince the centre to move a constitutional amendment to place the legislation in the 9th schedule of the constitution, thereby excluding it from judicial review. Notably, Tamil Nadu has not implemented the 10% EWS reservation. Over the years, other states have tried to follow Tamil Nadu's example but failed. In 2018, the Maharashtra Assembly passed a legislation in granting 16% reservation in higher education admissions and public service employment to the Maratha community. This was challenged in the Bombay High Court, but the act was upheld with the number being reduced to 12%. The addition of this 12% Maratha quota took the total reservation to around 64% in the state, which was struck down by the Supreme Court as it exceeded the 50% cap on reservation. The Odisha government too was thwarted by the Orissa High Court in its attempt to increase the quota of reserved seats for OBCs in state government jobs. For the same reason, the increase in quota of reserved seats exceeded the 50% cap. Odisha eventually passed the Odisha Municipal Laws Amendment Bill 2021 to cap reservation at 50%. In 2022, the Chhattisgarh High Court struck down a 2011 enactment by the Chhattisgarh Legislative Assembly, increasing reservation in the state to 58%. The state government took the matter to the Supreme Court. An interim stay was granted on the High Court's verdict, but the Supreme Court's final decision is still pending. Madhya Pradesh increased reservation for the OBC category to 27% from 14%, and this led to the reservation going up to 63% in the state. As a result, this was struck down by the Jabalpur bench of the Madhya Pradesh High Court. So in this backdrop, can Bihar successfully implement its new reservation quota? The answer to this is not straightforward because the Supreme Court says the 50% rule may be circumvented in certain extraordinary situations. The Apex Court also said that extreme caution is to be exercised and a special case made out in order to grant exception from this rule. In Bihar's case, the new reservation comes on the back of a caste survey conducted by the Nitish government that threw some surprising numbers. According to the survey data, the OBC community accounts for around 63% of Bihar's population, while the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribe communities account for around 21% of the population, and the general category is around 16%. According to the socio-economic data from the caste survey report, 34% of Bihar's population are poor. In a nutshell, Bihar will have 43% reservation for 63% of state's total population. Will these numbers now pass muster in the Supreme Court? If at all it is challenged, it remains to be seen.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.